Hi, I'm Jennifer Potter, Executive Director of Be Well Texas. Too many people are struggling alone these days, and alcohol and drug deaths are increasing. We started Be Well Texas to offer high-quality, science-based addiction treatment and recovery services anywhere, virtually or in person. In many cases, there is no cost for treatment or medications if you don't have insurance. Really. Welcome to Be Well Texas. We're glad you're here. Visit bewelltexas.org.
Andy, the only thing that says squaring around that touches this body is made by Elite Sports, baby. You know where to get it, elitesports.com. They have a full slate of athletes that they also support. Use code SQUARE, get 10% off. What do you have to say about the fine folks that we got at Elite Sports?
I think the coolest thing about Elite Sports is they have customized stuff for the athletes. I always think it's cool when athletes have their own merch brand, and they've done an incredible job of supporting the athletes at Texas State in the past and in the future. And as NIL gets bigger and bigger, it's important to have a partner that is going to help make sure our athletes stay at Texas State. Elite Sports does that.
My favorite thing is that vintage Ben McClain shirt that I have. They do that stuff from time to time. So I'm going to probably scoop another athlete here in a little bit for these cold months. You know, might as well rock our stuff. Support the brand, elitesports.com. Use code SQUARE at checkout.
Jacob, there's a reason they call it home field advantage, and it's because of home field apparel. They make sure that you feel like you have an advantage when it comes to your college and your college brand. Look, they do a great job. I grew up a Minnesota Golden Gopher fan, a West Virginia Mountaineer fan. We're going to get the Texas State gear at some point, but they have so many different colleges. They got hats, they got shirts. You do not want to miss it. And let me tell you, the shirts, immaculate. They are the softest shirts I've ever had, Jacob. They're so great.
I'm not giving up on home field. Neither should you. Use code SQUARE at checkout. Support the brand, baby. I hate playing away games too. You're right. Who would want to sacrifice home field advantage?
I feel like I'm in home field advantage every time I'm wearing home field apparel.
Tired of winning the tailgate but losing the games? We can't help that. But we can tell you what the hell is up with each team and what's going on across sunny San Marcos. Texas State fans, get on your feet. You're listening to Squaring Around with Jacob Rodriguez and Andrew Zimmel.
If only you knew how much we just left off of this great show. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Squaring Around. I'm Jacob Rodriguez. That's Andrew Zimmel, the Texas State Sports Prez. If you're looking at me right now, we're recording this on a Wednesday. You're like, wow, Jacob, how rough was your weekend?
It's a long bender for Jakey.
Let me tell you, the Bobcats didn't help. Tell you that much.
Started to drink early on Saturday because of the Cats. It's a tough weekend.
Well, however, I was on a solo adventure to start things off this weekend because I was entertaining the idea of a move. So I wanted to go get brunch in this one area of town and, you know, kind of feel out the vibes.
Yeah, the rich side of town.
By the way, no apartments on that side of town, the south town of San Antonio.
Nope.
Are open at 1 p.m. on Saturdays. What the heck is that?
I'm still looking out for the homes available on the south side. A lot of south side homes in neighborhoods that, you know, maybe you needed some bars in the windows, but yeah, it's like cozy.
Brooks City base area. Yeah, you could get a two bedroom townhome over there.
I know. I'm looking. Hey, look, all it takes is one person moving in to gentrify a neighborhood. Be the change you want to see in the world.
Now, let me just start this podcast with what everybody wants to hear. All right.
You getting dunked on
Saturday? What the is that? All right. I'm getting dunked on the internet by these fucking losers. This is for the NIL collector, so at least I feel better about where this money is going as opposed to some of the places I spent it on this weekend. But seriously, what the And you know what? Beyond that, like, what do we even think of this team anymore? And like the game plans or the what are the expectations really? Can we make it to the we can't do anything. Like our goals are shot, I guess. Well, at least a lot of people's goals are shot. Not really mine. I just wanted, kind of what we did last year. Win one for the guppy type. but, but, but this weekend did not help, Andrew.
Look, there's a lot of places we could start. We could start with the fact that Jordan McLeod didn't take care of the ball. We could start with the fact that GJ Kinney's game plan seemed not to involve Ish Madi nearly as much as we thought it should. Start with the fact that the refs weren't, super helpful for Texas State. I put the stat out there during the GJ Kinney era. Texas State's 3-6 on the road, 1-0 in bowl games. So if you want to add that win there, they are a completely different team when they get on that plane and they go somewhere else. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the East Coast air, but Texas State cannot win on the road. They're just a completely different team.
And this is kind of the tale of the tape that everybody was talking about this week. I know do you listen to press conferences? Do you watch the press conferences in your free time?
After a loss, I sometimes check them out.
Okay. No, well, they didn't have one because they traveled. But this week, right, we get media availability with the coaches on Tuesday. And so GJ, Dexter McCoyle, and Daniel DePrado, special teams coordinator, are all out there. So we got to hear from all the coordinators. A lot of coach speak. The highlight for me was at the very end of the press conference with Dexter McCoyle. Colton asked the last question, and Dex was like, well, let me ask you a question since you asked me a question.
Coaches, Louisiana's a team that Texas State historically has never had much success. Like, how do y'all, flip that around as y'all prepare for Tuesday?
Right. So let me ask you a question because you asked me a question.
Little what Jedi mind flip on my boy Colton, and was like, do you think we're going to win?
Do you believe we'll win Tuesday?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we will, right? So that same kind of confidence that I'm asking you, and I want you to have that same confidence, that's the way we feel. So we prepare to win, we compete to win, and that's going to be our mindset each and every day. I mean, we got confidence in our kids, we got confidence in our staff, and confidence that, we go out and execute and do the right things, that we'll be victorious. But all that comes with the work, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not a big guy that's going to, hey, we're going to win and we're going to make all these predictions. I ain't with all that. It's just the work. Put in the work. I think everything else will take care of itself. So do we have the confidence to win? Yes. Are we going to compete to win? Yes. Are we going to be ready to go on Tuesday? Yes. We'll see what happens when we kick off and get this thing rolling.
To which Colton responded, well, yeah.
No, you idiot. No, that's not. No.
If the shoe was on the other foot and Dex
Journalism-
asked me, I would have said, I hope
101.
so, coach.
Journalism 101. Because this has happened before. Colton, you're the first person to fall in this trap. You're not going to be the last. If a coach asks you, kids at home, if a coach asks you, do you think we're going to win at home? Your answer 10 out of 10 times has to be, it doesn't matter what I think. You're the coach. You matter. People aren't right. People aren't reading the record to see if Colton McWilliams thinks that we're going to win. People don't tune in the podcast. Well, they do tune in the podcast to hear if we think we're going to win because people like us. But my point being, we want to know what the coaches think. Don't fall into that trap. Never fall into that trap. Ever, ever, ever. It doesn't matter what I think. I asked you the question. You know this team. You just lost to ODU. Louisiana's a much better team. That's what matters.
Yeah.
Don't, Colton, I love you. Don't fall for that trap. They tricked you, buddy.
I hope
You
so.
got
Would have
God.
been my answer. I sincerely hope we do. This is now turning into perhaps the biggest home game Texas State's ever hosted.
No, it's not. Stop it.
What are you talking about? This is huge for us.
It's a big game for sure, but like
It's the biggest game of the season. Absolutely.
No, I don't think so.
Wait,
We
what's
played in
bigger
front.
than this one? Looking at our schedule.
Arizona State was a bigger game.
We lost that one, Andy.
That's
Get
what I'm
over
saying.
it. Close the year.
No, I'm just saying, like, that's a bigger game than this one.
I don't think so. I don't buy it for 1 second. They've had our number for years. And the
900,000 people.
Bobcats do it.
900,000 people plus tuned in to watch Texas State on a weeknight to play a team that's in the Big 12. That game means much
and we
more.
lost, Andrew. Do you remember that part of the story?
Well, no.
We had
I understand
4.5 possessions at the end.
So hold on.
And we still messed it up.
Because you don't know the outcome of this game, that makes it a bigger game? Is that
Well,
what you're
it's a
telling
bigger
me?
game because it's the next one, Andrew.
No, come on.
That's the mindset
Don't-
that this team has adopted.
No.
Remember that?
No, playing Arizona State was a bigger game. This game still matters. It's still a big game, but don't say it's the biggest game of the schedule because it's not.
But
It's
you didn't even
not.
think Arizona State was the biggest game until it happened,
Well, it is.
and you weren't even
Because
there.
here's the thing. But here's
Didn't
the
even
thing.
go to the biggest
But
game
here's
of
the
the
thing.
year.
I
If
got
it
a
was
job.
the biggest game of the year, how come you
Let me
weren't
tell you.
there?
Let me tell you. If Texas State starts paying my bills, K-Damp, call me, get me on the payroll. I'm at every game. But until
just saying.
then, I got a job. I got to pay my bills. I got to feed my family, bro. What are we talking about here?
Feed my family. His family's fine, everybody. I talked to them this weekend, all right? They're fine.
Here's the deal.
It's not a Willy Wonka, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory situation.
His family was not rich or powerful or well connected. In fact, they barely had enough to eat.
Evening, Buckets.
Hi, Dad.
Here's the deal. All right. It was the biggest. This game was the biggest game of the year before the season. I'll give you that. Because before the season, this game was going to decide the Sun Belt West. And now I'm not entirely sure. I'm not entirely sure. I'm not entirely sure.
I guess I'm with you.
I'm
on
not
that
entirely
too.
sure.
Because I don't know what this. First of all, I don't know what the team is anymore. I have no idea.
Well, hold on. It's a home game. So we're getting home game Bobcats. If it's a away game, I know we're not going to win.
Yeah.
Just go on the schedule right now, get a pencil, away at blank, put an L until they prove us wrong. Until they prove us wrong.
I like
That's
that.
what I'm going with.
I got to see this one with you. This is the first Texas State game period that you and I watched side by side at
Yeah,
a local
I don't think that-
bar and restaurant.
All right. Yeah. Okay. If we want to make
I
that
added
many,
that clarified
yeah.
statement. Yeah. No, I
It
mean,
was
because you
fun.
and me had
Shout
seen
out.
stuff, obviously. But then, like, for Sam Houston, I went away. You stayed here.
Mm-hmm.
What else? Is that the other one that we were kind of separated for? I guess so.
Yeah.
I
And
blame
shout
both
out the
my recent drinking and the Bobcats' performance on this super insane, stupid off day schedules that the Bobcats continue to play on. This is now the third midweek game that the Bobcats will play this season. And Andrew, if you remember correctly, last time we came off of a bye week was after formerly the biggest game of the year, Arizona State. And then we traveled up I-10 to go play that team from Huntsville, the Sam Houston State Bearcats, to which we laid a huge freaking fat nothing. So I'm concerned.
But again,
This is
that's
a
an
concern
away
for
game.
me now.
That's an away game. That's an away game. I don't know, man. Look,
Yeah.
every athlete will tell you that home games are just different than away games, whether it be because you get to eat your own food, sleep in your own bed, you have your rhythm, you have your cadences, you know what it's like to play in front of your fans. Maybe it's your girlfriend's in the stands. Maybe that's a big difference for some of these guys. I don't know, but it is a different team at home than on the road. Now, we're getting away from the thing that people care about here. If you want to talk X's and O's, we can. You were dunked on hard this week on Monday. It was our Pearl Harbor, essentially. I didn't see that one coming. I didn't even know ODU.
First and only time this podcast has ever been maliciously approached online.
And I will respect it. It was one of those, like, you gotta tip your cap. It was good content. I sent it to you. I was like, this is good content. Now
It was
you
solid. I
you
retweeted
are
it
different.
online.
Yeah. You're different than me. Sometimes, and not
I
all
went
the
back
time.
and forth with those guys though.
I
ain't
was
afraid
gonna
of
say,
no ghosts.
sometimes you get a little bit of panties in the wad. You want to go back and forth with people on the internet.
Uh-uh.
I'm not.
Oh, you get your panties in a wad.
Not anymore.
You get some
I-
sumo-sized wedgies in a wad.
When is the last time? When's the last time I went after anybody online? I don't.
Oh, okay.
I
All right.
don't.
All right.
Online, I let the internet do
All
its
right.
thing. It was a good tweet. It was a good video. Put it here.
Anyway, we got ODU.
ODU.
Yeah, we got ODU coming on. We're traveling over there. There was a lot of respect on the Sunbelt call. Oh, ODU is so good. ODU. Oh, look at their record, man. ODU is
Hold
dog.
on.
You're gonna learn today.
This is me not losing any sleep over this team. Honk shoo, honk shoo.
Okay.
What did he say?
In the state of Texas this season. He hasn't done anything bad with the ball either. All the interceptions have not been bad interceptions. My point being that Jordan is been as good as advertised. He takes care of the ball. Yeah.
I ain't afraid of no ghosts.
Okay.
Guess what? ODU is not a football school. It never will be.
Having trouble against the ODU Monarchs. If you listen to our podcast, you know, I really didn't give them a lot of fodder. Maybe that was my fault. Andrew, you were a lot more precacious against the Monarchs.
The Monarchs are who we thought they were. That's why we took the damn field.
The Harvard of the Sun Belt? Question mark? Are they the Vanderbilt of the Sun Belt? To be continued in the second half.
Oh, yo, did I tell you what happened last night?
No, what happened?
Well, I was watching the Sonics play at the Staples Center, and Paul Pierce was pulverating this performance.
Yeah.
Good thing you have premium. Oh. I mean, I love Thursdays and Fridays, but Saturday's my favorite day. Saturday's almost as good as Sunday. And you know me, man. I'm the only guy in the family with a D in his name. Yeah. You have Peter, Paul, Pat, Patrick, Patricia. You have pedestrians. My mom used to sing Peter Piper, pick the pail of picking peppers.
Yeah.
Jordan McLeod's amazing. ODU probably not going to win.
If they win and you have this much on the record saying they're not, I hope that people throw bricks at you.
I hope so too. And I hope one of them does a number on me. Yeah, I will. And you know what? Shout out to the ODU people, because I didn't even know you had a fan base. I didn't even know you had a football team, really. I paid zero attention to the entire thing. Why?
Well,
because I didn't even watch our team that week. So,
and it showed. It showed.
Yeah.
It
no,
showed.
I knew that they had played teams close. I knew that they had almost won a lot of games.
Uh-huh.
And you know what? I'm glad we lost to those guys. We didn't deserve to win, period, that game. We played soft. We played not hard. We played the opposite of hard.
They need to get football Viagra because they need to get up and get hard for these away games.
Dog. It's crazy. It is crazy. Have we ever been an away team? Have we ever been a team that can go on the road and win?
No, not in our lifetime.
I literally had tears in my eyes. You can vouch for me. I cried at the bar watching that game.
No, it felt very reminiscent of my Withers era of football, where every game I was like on the edge of the cliff, just getting ready to jump, Thelma and Louise style. You did tear up. I did text some friends and be like, "This is the first time I've seen Jacob get this emotional about Texas State." I do want to give a shout out to the bar. I want to give a shout out to the Alumni Association for like putting it on.
I want to give a shout out to the bar that I'm not going to name while I shout them out. Shout out McIntyre's Southtown and the Texas State Alumni Association, San Antonio, for putting it on.
Here's the thing. This is why we're Jordan and Pippen. I knew you were going to get that assist. Yeah. I knew that you were there for it.
You know I'm there.
Yeah. So anyway,
by the way, if you went to ODU and you seriously want to fight me, 10th Planet San Antonio, open mats Sundays from noon to 2 p.m. I'll be there. Let's scrap, bro. Let's scrap.
I think Texas State fans should scrap you and bring some bricks, because you were very dismissive and it cost us. You cost us the game.
I cost us, yeah. I told the team, hey guys, don't do it.
You're too confident.
All of the football team watches our show, right? Because our viewership looks like that. Yeah, everybody on the team watches our. Oh,
you were too confident. Zimmel
said we should be good. I'm just gonna throw out everything the coaches told me. If that's happening, I'm so sorry, everybody. But I don't think it is. So don't blame me.
It looked like it. It looked like it.
Don't blame me.
I'm just saying. Looked like they listened to Jake. He said, "This is a basketball school. TJ, get your guys ready for a couple months from now." But the football team should roll in.
They told us that. They were like,
"That's the reason I'm asking." But that's the reason I'm asking is who disappointed you the most?
I don't know, because we had one, count them, one legitimate cartel member who stepped up for me and defended your boy. Shout out. But I got a lot of flack on the internet, deservedly so. If you lose in that fashion, honestly, you deserve to get dunked on. I'm surprised we don't get it more. The meat of,
we don't lose like
that episode too was also me focused on an open records request that we had gotten for our school, which is now like trending all over the place because, is Texas State back in Pac-12 conversations? I don't know, but they shouldn't be, brother.
I saw a couple accounts tweet today about, hey, we want to make sure that you tag so and so, and if everybody retweets, it shows Texas State interest. And I saw your guy Zach Webb talk about how much he loves San Diego. Let me tell you, Texas State fans historically have not been traveling super well to these games. Now they do a good enough job. I'm not throwing shade. The parents do a good job, but I don't remember Texas
NRG
State
was pretty good.
Yeah, okay, maybe that's not fair.
Bowl game was crazy good.
In state, we do an okay job. But like, when's the last time
where
saw a bus?
Where are we traveling?
But I'm saying, when have you seen a bus go to Monroe? When have you seen a bus go to Jonesboro? When have you seen a bus go to Lafayette? Those are the closest teams. So we don't do a great job traveling east. And you're telling me that we're going to Provost? You're telling me we're going to go to like Boise State? We're going to San Diego?
We're going to go to Norfolk?
Those are nice like areas, and I'm not saying that they aren't. But like, you're telling me that we're playing Colorado State on the road and we're going to have a big contingent of Bobcat fans? I get it. Fans aren't traveling anyway. But I don't want our student athletes to have to go to the Mountain West. I don't want our student athletes having to go to West Coast time. I don't think that helps the brand. I don't think that helps anybody. And unless the Mountain West goes and gets somebody really big, and it also, by the way, if you are paying attention, that's a men's basketball conference too. Gonzaga and San Diego State. Jacob, I know you like TJ. He won't have a job if we go to the Mountain West or go to the Pac-12.
And we won't have a basketball team pretty much either.
It's going to be bad. It could be really bad competitively.
Prospectively, we could get higher caliber players.
But why? But like, okay, no,
explain it's the bottom of the barrel in the Pac-12. Who wants to come?
But like, explain that to me. Because if you are let's say Texas State goes to the Pac-12 in 2026. All right. So you're telling me right now, a 14-year-old, because that's who you'd be recruiting. You'd be recruiting 14 to 16-year-olds who are currently like in school now.
And maybe that's how you do business, but I don't do that.
That's how
I don't talk to 14-year-olds on the internet.
That's who you're trying to get. You're trying to get a 14-year-old today, 14 to 16-year-old today. In 2 years, they're 18 to 16. That's who you're recruiting. Why do they care about the Pac-12? They don't. They didn't see UCLA play. They didn't see OJ Simpson or Matt Leinart or anybody at USC. Like, the Pac-12 is fundamentally different. There is no real history left in that conference outside of the name. I don't know why you think, or why anybody would think that because we're in the Pac-12, all of a sudden we're going to get these better recruits. It's going to be the same caliber of recruit. Unless you get a new head coach, then things change. But if everything is in the status quo, it's just going to be better basketball teams and worse travel time. That's what the conference is going to be, and I don't want that.
At the end of the day, you know it and I know it. It's all about the money, baby. You know, that's why all these schools are jumping in the manner in which they are. So they're like, oh, if we can even get like a fraction of the dollars that such and such school is getting, we're going to be in a different spot. But guess what? Even if you get paid a lot more money to do what you do right now, your lifestyle is going to go up. Everything's going to go up. You're going to be basically in the same bucket. You know?
Let's say hypothetically that the Craven model is what I'm going to call it, of the group of five and the Power Five splitting. Okay. What makes you think that the Pac-12 will make it on that cut? Because of the teams that are currently in there, it's a smorgasbord of teams that are in the group of five. Like, they're not going to make the cut. That's not going to be a conference that the Power Five is going to keep. They're going to keep the SEC and the Big Ten. They're going to take select teams from the ACC and the Big 12, and that is going to be the higher level of football, college football. And then everybody else is going to be in the next tier. And the teams that are currently in this hypothetical Pac-12 are going to be in that next tier. Like, what are we doing? Why are we doing this?
Well, I'm not here to defend either the Pac-12, any other conference, or any other model of college football. I just want our specific brand of college football to be successful. And we know it can. So what is going wrong with the Bobcats, Andy?
I honestly, look, players play, coaches coach. I'm going to blame the coaching. I'm going to look at the coaching. I like GJ Kenny. I like Leftwich. I don't know what the game plan was coming into this game. It felt like one of those games, because we outscored ODU in the second half. It felt like one of those games that if the game was 6 quarters or 8 quarters, Texas State probably wins. Momentum was on the Bobcat side in the second half. But in the first half, they couldn't get anything going. They could not get anything going. The interceptions from Jordan, I'll take blame on that. I said he does a good job of taking care of the ball. He didn't do a very good job taking care of the ball. So that's kind of what it came down to. And Ish Mahdi not running. I don't know why we didn't use Ish the way that I thought we would. He hasn't caught a lot of balls in the backfield either. I don't really understand it, Jake. I don't get it.
I think sometimes it comes down to thinking too hard. And some people retweeted me very aggressively when we tweeted, like, why aren't we just running with Ish? Like, like, is it that hard? Like, because he was doing well. Like, he had a pretty good day. I guess lost aside. He had a good statistical day. Jordan McLeod throws 2 interceptions. That's never going to help anything. Joey Hobart not really getting a lot of work done in space. Really, any of the receiving core.
And that's one of those. I wish I could watch the all 22. I wish I could see kind of what the coaches saw on Monday when it came to Hobart. Because I have to imagine that they did a good job of keeping 2 guys on him. But Ish Mahdi, talk about a good day. 5.5 yards per carry. He rushed the ball 25 times for 139 yards in a loss.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
You think to yourself, like,
why aren't they just giving that guy the ball?
Yeah, 25 carries isn't bad, but what also sticks out to me is the second leading rusher, the second leading carrier was Jordan McLeod with eight carries.
Mm-hmm. Like 8 for 32.
What happened to a running back by committee? What happened to the running back room that we thought we had?
Well,
I'm not seeing a lot of.
You have Torrance Burgess, who had 6 carries for 29.
Yeah, but that doesn't. 6 carries isn't doing anything for me.
So you're like wondering where Lincoln Perry is?
Where's Lincoln Perry?
Who's nominated for Comeback Player of the Year? And if he doesn't play in any games, like, why would he even finish on that list? It's true.
I don't know. I'm just saying that there's a couple of things that. Yeah.
Since the whole team listens to this podcast for whatever reason, I'm asking questions here.
I don't get it. I don't understand the loss. I really don't. I honestly
don't believe in like superstition like that. Like, I think if I get on here and I say something dumb and then the team loses, and like, even if it's a game that we were highly favored to, like a 14+ game at Norfolk, like, I feel like that's still on them. Like, regardless of what I said on the podcast, I'm just a journalist,
Well, if Texas A wins all their remaining home games, that's 7 wins. Okay. Which would be right where they were last year, which you'd be upset. I understand people talking about disappointing season. I saw somebody say it's the most disappointing season. That is insane.
Yeah.
That's insane. There's no way you think this is the most disappointing season. It's one of those things where if you like, and again, if you are new to this, that makes sense. Hey, conference championship aspirations, college football playoff implications. Yeah, we didn't do that. We win 7 games, 6 games. Yeah, that's disappointing. I understand that. If you're true to this is fine. Like, Jacob and I complaining on this pod about like where we are. I would rather be complaining about a team right now that's 4-3 than a team in the past that would be 0-7. Like, Spavital era, we don't have a win.
Could you imagine how toxic this podcast would have been if we had started it for the Spavital era? Right at the tail end of where you and me had unprecedented access, really, with Spav. So we could have done something. I was, busy.
I wasn't doing anything in college. I was hanging out. I wasn't busy at all.
You weren't. Yeah, you didn't have a job after college for like a year. So
I wonder. No, the Lord knows why.
Lord knows why.
Lord knows why.
Anyway, I can only imagine how terribly toxic those podcasts would have been, though, is my point. Because you're right. We've seen this team operate worse. And actually, on Saturday, I said this, and it hurt your feelings, but I said that it was easy to watch this team lose because I've seen them do it so many times before.
Yeah, that was awful. That was a terrible take.
It's true.
To say that when Texas
Seeing these guys win is still a new experience for me.
You have no joy in your life.
No, not really. No, right. I'm a Cowboys fan. I'm a single man in my late 20s. What else? What else is wrong in my life? Oh, thank God I got the Bobcats.
Yeah. If they win every
fancy team sucks.
Yeah, that's awful. Jack, actually, if we want to do a little bit on that, I was talking to a mutual friend of ours, Brendan Snow, And I was saying, what's the most shocking thing to you? He was saying Will's team being as bad as it is. I said Jacob thinking he was going to have a good season. That was insane to me.
I didn't think I was going to have a good season.
You
at
came out
no
of that
point.
draft.
At no point
You
did I say
came
I'm
out of
gonna
the
have a good
draft.
season. I said we're going to have 5 wins, guys.
No.
We're going to win this for the guppy.
No, you came out the Gipper. You came out of that draft thinking that you had a good team, and I was like, this isn't going to be another good year for Jakey. So
well,
whatever.
you know what? That's what happens. You trade away somebody for DeAndre Swift, checks notes in the first round. That's what happens. Yeah. So it was a big learning experience for me. Also, the year before,
you're insane.
This? You'll remember this. The year before, so this is 2 years ago now in this league. I got terribly drunk the night before. I woke up, had Taco Bell, terrible day the rest of the day. Then I drafted. You can imagine the players I got fueled by that.
I'm just saying that to say that when Texas State loses, that it's not like it doesn't affect you or it doesn't like rattle you. Every loss stinks. I hate every loss, and I
think it stinks too. But I've just seen them do it more. That's the point.
Well,
it's not. I'm not going. Oh boy, I love seeing Texas State lose, which is what you got out of it for some reason.
Yeah,
that's not the point of that conversation.
That's
it
the
sucks
message
to see us lose. I was kind of cheering on the Monarchs though. I didn't think we deserved to win at the end for sure. And you talk about, it's insane. A game in which, like, if they have 6 or 8 quarters, yeah, but guess what? They don't. You have to figure it out, man.
I'm just saying momentum was on the Bobcat side in the second half.
Was it? I don't know.
Coming at halftime.
Because as soon as any team against us just starts utilizing the clock, which is another tally mark against the Bobcats.
Well, hold on.
For advanced scouting metrics against the Bobcats.
Hold on. If you
utilize the clock in game, and you will beat this team because they can't figure it out.
If you wanted to look at silver linings, which this is a podcast that we're okay with looking at some silver linings, right? Can I look at a silver lining?
Sure.
All right. Silver lining, Bobcats second half have been bad this season. They have not been a good second half team. So the fact that they had a good second half and closed the gap, I'm not hating it. I don't think that that's a bad thing. That's just me. So you want to talk about Louisiana?
Yeah. Well, we have
like
a week and a half ish to talk about Louisiana.
Okay. Let's say this.
Do you want there might be a special podcast coming out previewing Louisiana with me and
Game
Andrew,
is in a week
and perhaps somebody else.
You famously have been very anti-Louisiana. You call them Louisiana.
I hate these guys, man. Now this is a loss that I would feel bad about losing because I truly despise Louisiana Lafayette.
Football Power Index has the Bobcats as a slight favorite.
I think they don't believe anything. Don't believe polls. Don't believe anything in November.
Okay. All right. Late October.
Don't believe advanced analytics.
Let me ask you this. Let's take our job and really put a twist on it. What would be the October surprise that you wanted from the Bobcats?
October
surprise? Beating Louisiana? Would that be an October surprise for you, beating Louisiana after a loss to the Monarchs?
I don't know if it's a surprise. At the press conference this week, they talked about, you guys have done stuff against teams that have had your number for eternity. UTSA, Troy, Louisiana.
Let me just say, hold on. The difference between UTSA and Troy, both those teams down years. Louisiana is 6-1.
They're like the best team ever.
And 6-1, and they did not take kindly to the Bobcat hype last year. We'll put it that way. Nope. I do like that you called them Louisiana.
Nobody did.
So fun. Well, that team in particular wasn't a super big fan.
Did you know
of
that school used to be called University of South Louisiana, USL?
Yeah.
So
and then they dropped the South.
They're just confused name-wise. And like that's big coming from somebody who went to Texas State with 7 documented name changes.
Do we have 7 documented?
Yeah,
the 7 names of Texas State. Can you give them to us? The 7 names of Texas State. Go.
Texas State.
Don't look it up, you cheater.
Hang on, it started off as Texas State Normal School. I'm sure about that.
Yeah. So that's 1.
Wait, Southwest. Stupid. I'm gonna get flamed on the internet.
Yeah, that's 2.
Okay. Southwest Texas State Normal School, Southwest Texas State Normal College, Southwest Texas State Teachers College.
3.
Southwest Texas State College.
4.
Southwest Texas State University. Texas State University - San Marcos. Texas State University.
Look at 7.
I knew there were 7. in your effing face, everybody. I don't have to pay $1 for that. I paid $6. I didn't even know I had that much money in my wallet right now. So
huge win for Jake. I think that's how we should end the pod. I think that's how we should end the pod. Bobcats lose and Jacob wins. That's the title.
Bobcats lose, Jacob wins. Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully we'll have a special guest coming in to preview Louisiana. Then they play on Tuesday, like I'm saying, so it's kind of weird schedule flow for me and Andrew. So now
we'll get something going.
Are we going to do a reaction pod? Oh, I don't know. We'll see. You know what I'm jealous of? I'm really jealous of the Twitter Spaces. Those are fun things.
This one kind of felt like a reaction. I'm not. Let me tell you right now. Unless something drastically changes in my life, you will not see me in a Twitter space.
Really? You're too big and mighty for Twitter Spaces?
I'm asleep. You guys are doing them at like 9 p.m. I'm dead asleep. I gotta get up at 3 a.m. the next day.
They're late AF over there.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. And don't you work?
I can't even do it anymore. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm saying like
I listen. Sometimes I ghost listen.
I think what we should almost start doing is make this a Twitter space, do the live version of the pod in a Twitter space, and then you just record it.
Can you record those? You can record those?
The Twitter spaces? Yeah.
Or you record it on your phone, or what do you do?
Well, what you would do, here's what you would do. You'd start the Twitter space on Twitter, and then it would just be our audio that's going into the Twitter space. They don't need to see us. You record this part for the pod and call it a day. So nobody gets to talk. They just listen to us talk, and then we would open it up at the end.
Okay. I was confused where you went with that. Maybe. I don't know. Throw it in the chat. If you guys aren't too busy flaming me on the internet. Hey, next time you see me or Andrew getting jumped online, why don't you jump in, brother? What the heck? Thought this was a brotherhood. Thought this was a family.
I respected it. I loved it.
I took it on the chin, you know. Hey, I get flamed on the internet all the time. The thing I did take offense to was when they were doing the whole thing.
That was kind of crazy.
That was crazy. And listen,
was that for me?
That was a good hit. I thought it was a good hit too.
Was that for you or for me? That was for you, right?
I think it was for me. I think a lot of that was anti-brown journalist hatred coming out.
I think it was. It's October.
A lot of white guys online suddenly coming after Jacob, huh?
I don't know. It's crazy.
I'm just saying.
I saw one person tweet Jafar. I was like, whoa.
A few days after Hispanic Heritage Month, I want everybody to be aware of that's what was going on the internet. Mm-hmm. What the heck is that?
I don't like that you didn't like my Jafar joke. That's fine.
Yeah, whatever. I hate to see that guy win. That's a separate story off of the podcast.
I hate to see that guy win.
hate to see that guy win.
So funny.
Side note, somebody called me Disney villain Jafar in college. Maybe the worst thing I've ever been called in my life.
Really?
And I've been called a lot of things.
I was gonna say that's saying something.
That's huge, yeah.
That's huge. Man. Wow.
Zimmel lied to an entire class once and told them I was undocumented. Talk about anti-Mexican hate.
No, whose fault is that? How is it?
It's your fault. What do you mean? Whose fault is that? You told everybody.
I said it, but people believed it. So what does that say about you? The resiliency, the spirit.
Like, oh, is that why Jacob's not in class ever?
That's why he's sleepy, bro. He's a dreamer.
Jesus Christ.
He's sleeping in class all the time.
Did we talk about football at all in this episode? Or was this just like
we did.
Emotions coming to the forefront?
That was a good one.
This whole thing?
No,
this episode was good.
The whole thing was great, but that line right there was pretty funny.
Oh, by the way, Ben Bell update. After 1 month of asking this question, we're still in the same boat. We'll see if he plays at Louisiana in about a week and a half.
Go over to Jacob Rodriguez. Jacob?
Yeah, coach, just health-wise, you have any updates on the team? Kind of where you guys sit in the bye week, and if you have any updates for Ben Bell as well.
Yeah, I think I think about this time of the year, you're probably about as healthy as you can be. You're always going to have some bumps and bruises and some ankles and shoulders and those kind of deals, but feel like we're pretty healthy for the most part. Obviously, the time won't really be time off, but the time. Not playing on a Saturday, and then we'll change up the practice schedule a little bit this week for the guys to let their bodies rest a little bit and their minds rest a little bit. So, I think it's coming at a good time. Obviously, we're playing a really quality opponent, and so the extra game plan prep is usually good. You know, sometimes you can overthink it, but usually that part's good for you as well. And then Ben, we'll see how that goes as it progresses.
If he feels up for it.
If he feels up for it. That was the only question I asked this week at the press conference. And then,
for whom the bell tolls.
Now, the amount of coach speak you and I have to wade through is insane at this point.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah. Do you think we're going to win? I don't know. Let me ask you a question.
I think so.
You asked me a question.
I think so. I think we win against Louisiana. That's how I'm feeling right now. I think that we recover, we bounce back.
Cautiously optimistic.
Cautiously optimistic, yeah.
Maybe chess game GJ Kinney was like, I'm gonna make the Sun Belt think we're bad. And then come pawn to E4, bishop to rook 9.
The pressure was too high. He started getting is he gonna be the next head coach of XYZ school? And he was like, I gotta get these guys off my case. Let's make sure I don't get any more offers.
Maybe he's just chasing that 4th loss, so he makes sure he has to stay at Texas State.
Yeah, he wants
every
one more year.
We got to get 3 to 4 losses. Just schedule him in.
Would you be okay with that?
Yeah. If we kept GJ, yeah, it's awesome.
Okay. Never compete for a title. Never go to the college football playoffs.
Maybe in a down year, we compete for a title.
3 losses every year.
3 losses every year.
Would you sign up for that? How many years would you sign up for a 3-loss book it every year? 3 losses.
I would go back to school and get a master's degree if that's the program we were on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would give it 4. If you gave me
your entire collegiate experience.
Yeah. If we went, what would that be? I'm so stupid.
What? From 2016 to 2020?
9 and 3. So 9 and 3 every year, right? 12 games, 9 and 3 every year. I would give you 4 years of that before I was like, we need to get that 10th win. I'm so sick of getting that 10th win in a bowl game. But here's the thing. I need 10 wins.
So close to it,
Yeah, that's a pain, dude. That sucks.
I don't know. I'm okay as long as we have a winning season, to be honest, I guess.
So you're good with 7 and 5.
I don't know. But to say that this is the worst season ever is insane. No. Clearly not.
Most disappointing season is what it was called.
Well, there was a lot of pressure this season. Remember when we were in the CFP talk and all this BS? Is that just good marketing from us? Or is that genuinely what people thought we were capable of doing?
Our ceiling was college football.
I think marketing's been off the charts, man. Shout out McCoy School of Business.
It's about damn time. It's about time.
Yeah, I'm not scared. I've already dropped $5, $10, $15, $20, $21 in curses on this show. By the way, we're not retroactively going back and doctoring the rest of the show. We started it when we started it. We're going to do it like this from now forward. All right? You're not going to get a bag off of me, Texas State NIL. I mean, you are, but you're not.
By the way, Kelly reached out to me this week. Said, reminder, sign up for walking. I'm not walking, dude. I talked to my family about it. I was like, hey, in December, you want to do this? And they were like, no, not really. So
close the yearbook has been.
That's what I'm saying.
Dude, you should have done it when me and Danny did it.
I'm glad I didn't though.
Loser, bro.
I don't think so. I think I'm okay. I'm okay. I moved on.
But if the university president hits you up and commands you to do it, you're not going to do it?
I'm a grown man, bro.
What kind of Bobcat are you, bro?
All right, here's the thing. You got me at 27 years old in a cap and gown. You have a person who's going to be 4 years younger than me sitting to my left and to my right. I'm going to look like Van Wilder. It's gonna look weird, bro.
You're not going to look as old as you think.
It's going to look strange.
You're not going to look as old as you think you are going to look. Because you still are a young man. You understand that?
No, I understand that.
By the way, Andrew is actually older than me.
What? Okay.
I'm just saying.
Do people not know that?
People ask all the time.
Who's that old man on the pod with you?
Who's that old man on the podcast? Is Jakob okay? Does he need help? The answer to those questions are yes.
So, yeah.
Oh, look, did I even show these off? These are Texas State glasses that I picked up at the deal.
Looking good.
And the show, what are you doing?
I'm just saying, I'm ready to go whenever you are.
Oh,
thanks for squaring. That's like,
I was just having fun time talking to you,
thing.
man. I was just having fun time talking to you.
So you're not gonna hang out with me on Saturday then, huh?
No, I gotta go to this thing.
Pain, huh?
Look at me. Look, I'm not excited about it.
What's the thing?
It's Dia de los Muertos Fest, Hemisphere Park, and I'm not drinking.
You know who I should invite?
Because I'm on probation with myself.
I should invite Anwar. That'd be really fun.
It'd be cute.
Me and him.
I wouldn't even be jealous. Just two of my friends having a good time.
He complains about me not getting him tickets, and then it's just like, hey, you want to go to the Spurs with me?
It's gonna be so funny if he has something going on this weekend and he can't go.
I should hit him up. I should hit him up Saturday. Be like, hey, what are your plans for today? No, I'm doing a da-da-da. Well, that's tough, dude.
Well, at least we have the bye week. Even if I get dunked on the internet, at least it won't be because the Bobcats lost, which is a huge plus in my life. I don't know. What do you got going on this weekend, buddy?
Not a whole lot of nothing, honestly. Just gonna relax, sleep, watch some college football. LSU and A&M's this weekend, so we gotta root for the Tigers.
I just edited the Aggie War Pod, so
I know
all
that go.
about that matchup.
How'd that go?
The Nuss Bus coming back into town.
That's enough. That's enough. All right, we're done. We're good.
Thanks for squaring, everybody. Peace. See you on Tuesday, the greatest day in college football history for Texas State.
We don't need no badges. I don't have to show you any stinking badges. Better not come any closer.
Thanks for listening. New episodes out every Thursday. Follow the boys on Twitter. Eat 'em up. Eat 'em up.